Because you already said you have weapons in the car.
Okay, I'm going to pass them out. Can I throw them
No, do not throw them out. Do not touch them. Do not reach for them. I want you out of the vehicle now.
I understand that.
Step out.
Go and throw your knife in the back, Christian.
You put the knife in the back seat.
Hey, buddy.
Watch out. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. Trooper on me. On me. On me. Drop the fucking knife! Drop the knife, Christian. It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
On the evening of June 10th, 2022, a distressing event unfolded that would forever change the lives of Christian Glass and his family.
For quite a long time, this is where people find out that Christian was not responsible.
The 22 years old was driving alone when his vehicle veered off the road, leaving him stranded in the dark. Feeling overwhelmed and frightened, Christian made a desperate call to 911 at approximately 11:20 p.m., seeking immediate assistance.
He sounded like he had some sort of a mental illness.
Hello, 911.
I'm in a vehicle. My vehicle got stuck. I'm stuck in a dangerous place, and I will be killed. I'm gonna have to kill some skinwalkers. Can you stay on the phone with me?
Are there any weapons that you're aware of?
I have a weapon on me. I will throw them out the window as soon as an officer gets here.
Be advised, this party is stating that he has weapons in the vehicle with him, 2 knives, a hammer, and a rubber mallet.
Going into that, the police know he's delusional, he's got a mental health issue.
As the police arrived at the scene, it became apparent that Christian was experiencing some form of mental distress. Refusing to exit his vehicle, he expressed his terror to an officer who had drawn his weapon, stating, "Sir, I'm terrified."
You gotta open the door. Huh? Christian, unlock the door. Do you know this party? Okay, stay over there. It's breaking his windshield. That's fine.
I was gonna ask, where do you want me?
His name's Christian.
Christian?
Yep.
Hey, Christian? Will you talk to me? What can you tell me about what's going on? We're trying to help you out. Okay, I see that. I see you're being cooperative. So, the best way that you can help us out is just, by putting away anything that you may have on you, and then allowing us to talk to you outside of the vehicle. That would be the best situation for all of us right now. I see you're doing the heart thing with your hands, but we love you too. We just want you to be safe.
What should have been a call for help and reassurance turned into a nightmare. Over the course of an hour, the police attempted to persuade Christian to leave the vehicle. Despite his promises to throw his knives and other objects out of the car.
Christian, you don't have any guns or anything that scares us, right? Okay. You said on the phone, when you called us, you said on the phone that you had knives. Okay, are they big knives, little knives?
One's a OTF.
Okay. Alright. If we're going to come by to help, we'd need to pull you out or something. Do you smoke cigarettes or anything? You do smoke? Bad habit, but if you need a cigarette, we might have to talk, huh? But the doors are not broken, right? If you wanted to, you could come out. I know you can't, but if you wanted to, you could.
In situations like this, when it involves a mental ill individual, they could have called for specialized assistance. It may be beneficial to involve officers who have received crisis intervention training or consult specialized mental health professionals. They can provide guidance on how to approach the situation or communicate effectively with the person involved. Moreover, specialized officers who have received crisis intervention training could use his gears to incapacitate the individual without resulting to the use of firearms.
For best practices in law enforcement, we recommend that officers just leave the scene, walk away from the scenario.
Come on out and talk to us. Okay? We're here to help you. What's in this hand?
A crystal. Big crystal. Yeah. Like an amethyst crystal. Okay. Yeah.
It's energy.
Yeah.
Let me get you a soda, all right? Here. Reach out and grab it for me, man.
You have to open up the door.
The window. Will you roll the window down?
The situation escalated. Eventually, the officers resorted to breaking the car window, firing beanbags at Christian, and deploying a stun gun.
That is not the way to handle it. whether it's drugs, whether it is something organic like schizophrenia or a delusional disorder, coming at the person hard and aggressively, that is only going to make the situation worse.
Christian, if you don't open the door, we're gonna have to break it to help you out. I don't want to break your window, because then you're gonna have to fix it. Can you just open the door so we can get you help?
I think we should choose something.
Knife in his hand. Knife in his hand. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. You guys want to come on this side? We got two over there still. Do we just want to pop this now? Yeah.
Let's grab a left lead.
You want it? Taylor or Shoddy? 116 will be forcing at you.
Knife.
Knife.
It, buddy. Hey.
Watch out. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. Trooper on me. On me. On me. Drop the fucking knife!
Drop the knife, Christian.
It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
Okay. Taser from over there. Christian, right here. Look at this.
Feeling you still got the bag? Yep. Knife at it. Impact! Impact! Impact!
When the officers broke his window, he became agitated and grabbed his knife. They shoot stun guns at him, forcing him to drop his knife. But because he is not okay mentally, which the officers knows about, Christian refused to drop his knife.
Drop the knife! Drop that knife! Someone tase his ass! Someone tase him!
In a tragic turn of events, Christian turned towards an officer while holding a small knife and attempted to harm himself. In response, a Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputy, Andrew Buin, fired at least 5 shots from his handgun, tragically ending Christian's life at the scene. The aftermath of this heartbreaking incident has led to significant developments in the pursuit of justice for Christian Glass. On May 23, 2023, his family reached a settlement with various local Colorado governments, resulting in a historic $19 million compensation, the largest police misconduct settlement in Clear Creek County, Colorado history. This substantial sum serves as a reminder of the magnitude of the tragedy and the profound loss suffered by Christian's loved ones. However, it's important to note that there is no magic amount that's going to bring Christian back to his loving family. The settlement goes beyond financial restitution. It compels the Clear Creek Sheriff's Department to establish a crisis intervention team and ensure that the entire force receives crisis intervention training by the end of 2024. Christian's parents have been vocal about their son's innocence and their demand for accountability. They have urged for charges to be filed against the responsible police officers, emphasizing that Christian sought help and trusted the police to assist him in a moment of distress, only to face violence and a tragic end. Christian's family intends to pursue a civil action against the involved parties. The investigation into this incident is ongoing, with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the District Attorney for Clear Creek County reviewing the case. Subscribe for more mind-blowing stories like this. Thanks for watching.